Hello everybody, James here from AppSpy and joined again by Glen Fox from Pocket Gamer.
Hello there.
And we're here for the greatest of events, a brand new Zelda game. We can only show so much of this. You've been playing this is about 5 hours in?
This was, yeah.
Look at that horse. Look at how good this looks. This is so frustrating for me because I haven't played it yet. How have you found your time so far, Glenn?
I've been having a really good time. It's slightly different for a Zelda game. It's not the traditional experience.
Well, it's different in a few substantial ways. So
Yes.
the Zelda franchise, it always sort of straddles the line between being a open world-ish, but then actually it's kind of an illusion. Even the early games, you could cover quite a lot of the screens and you could wander in and find really hard end-of-level bosses like from the word go. And then later on, the overworld was just a way to get between dungeons more than being an actual place or a world. This one is like Fallout or Skyrim or any of those other huge open world games where you can genuinely just go wherever you want from the beginning, right?
Yes, that's right, yeah. And it's really not an exaggeration. Like, when I first started playing it, I was always kind of wondering, I was like, well, Nintendo's never really done an open world on this sort of scale before, so do they really know how to do it? And yeah, they know how to do it.
One thing that has definitely changed is the visual style, and that's something that's always been nice about the Zelda series, is the style has evolved and changed over each episode.
Yes.
So you had something like the top-down 16-bit style look of your Link to the Past and all that, right back to the 8-bit beginnings, and then onto really stylistically weird ones like Wind Waker, where they went for that sort of cel-shaded look. This is, I guess, somewhere in between the realistic look of, I don't know, a Western RPG and a more cel-shaded, stylistic kind of vibe. And it's just so pretty, Glenn.
It is absolutely stunning, yeah. And it's interesting that you mention like things like the Wind Waker. The visual style and the reason they've picked that one sort of does become apparent as you play.
Okay. You've been playing it in both docked and undocked modes. How does it perform?
It definitely performs better in the handheld mode.
Oh, okay.
Because I imagine it. So it's running at, is it native 720p?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, the console isn't working quite so hard when it's in the handheld mode. To be honest, I haven't really noticed many, if any, frame drops at all while in handheld, but I have on the console version. But it's only like in really, really busy areas. So if you're in a massive city, town sort of area or in a forest, you're going to notice something. But given how like gorgeous and fun the game is, I just haven't really found myself caring that much.
How does this game feel compared to other Zeldas? What are the main differences?
I mean, the main difference is in how it plays. There's much more of a focus on exploration than before. Like the main focus of a Zelda used to kind of be like go from A to B, do a dungeon. Whereas here, it's more like Skyrim or The Witcher. The main focus is on sort of exploring the world, looking for secrets. There's stuff I can't say still, but I can say that it's very Zelda. It's not a completely different experience. If you're a Zelda fan, you're going to step in and it'll feel familiar, but it's also like much bigger and, I don't want to say better, it's much bigger than you will have experienced in the past. There is a small sort of tutorial area that you're sort of locked into right at the beginning, which, believe me, is a good thing because there's lots to learn. But eventually you're going to be given the entire world to explore. And I so far I haven't found anywhere that's inaccessible to me.
Okay.
But I don't want to say that certain areas won't be locked off just in case they are. Like you might need certain items or something like that. It is going to be a bit daunting in ways, but they've sort of designed the experience smartly around the fact that it's a little bit different. They've designed it so that you're experimenting and figuring stuff out for yourself. That's entirely by design, and it does work. And I think that's sort of integral to the entire experience. It's having those moments where something happens that's really cool, and you're like, oh wow, I didn't even know that was a part of the game, and I'm 20 hours in.
Well, talking about little wow moments, I just saw now you can call the horse over and then you jump onto the horse as it approaches and grab it and mount on the move.
Yes, there's lots of different ways you can sort of land on your horse as well. Everything's got loads of different ways to fight it. Every fight, it feels different to the last because there's just so much that can happen. And, in previous Zeldas, if you got hit by an enemy, it was the same animation for falling backwards. This time, Link's kind of got a controlled ragdoll effect. So he gets thrown backwards and he's rolling along on the ground, not just like a ragdoll, because they look silly in games when that happens. Like if you look at any Skyrim, but he has this sort of controlled roll where he's getting thrown across the ground, and that's awesome. And it makes every fight unique because enemies are quite smart and they want to outmaneuver you, they want to flank you, and you've got to try and keep your distance and wait for like moments to attack them, and it's just it feels really dynamic each fight. That sort of aspect is in every aspect of the game. Like, you know, the way you sort of mount your horse isn't going to be the same every single time. The way you climb a cliff isn't going to be the same every single time.
Well, we're going to leave it there because we can't talk about too much. Essentially, we just wanted to have a chat and use it as an excuse to show you guys 10 or so minutes of footage because, you know, we have the game and we really need to share. But a review will be incoming. We'll be doing it in both video and text form over on Pocket Gamer. So if you want to get the final verdict when we finally will be able to talk about it on launch day, then do stay tuned, hit the sub and the like and all that nonsense, and we'll be back to give you the full verdict. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Bye, guys.